Hi guys, my name is Candace Politano with East Coast Salon Services, and I'm here to show you another one of my very fast, very easy bridal styles. One of the things that we're seeing is bubble braids, really deconstructed braids. They're still very, very popular. So I'm going to show you a style that you could use whether it be for a bride or a bridesmaid. Very, very easy, and especially easy if you are not a braider. So this is considered a no braid braid. So I'm actually going to move her a little bit closer so you can see. I already started my front section and I actually secured it with these really cute hair ties called Invisibobbles. This one has a cute little bow on them. I have a few others that are different colors. Oops, throwing them everywhere. So I've got some, I was kind of testing it out before, so there's some of her hair in here. I've got white ones, I have gold ones. They're really pretty, they're very iridescent. They're great if you're trying to do a little bit more of an elegant style, but still keeping it a little bit on the fun side. So really I'm going to be working in vertical sections throughout the whole head, and I'm just going to be separating them in a specific way so I create a braided structure without actually going in and doing a braid. When I'm done, I'm going to pull everything apart so I get this very loose, very deconstructed, but also very structured on the sides. So I've already taken my section and I've left some hair out just so that way there's framing around her face. I also do want to note that this is a wig. Her color is fabulous. I get all of my wigs from Bellamy. I like to show up styles sometimes on different types of hair, especially something like this that has more of an ombre color to it. So that way it gives you an idea of what certain styles are going to look like. So you can kind of guess this person's vibe. She's got this really cool color. She's got a stretch root. She's got this silver. So she's probably going to be somebody that is going for more of a funkier vibe versus, you know, Hollywood glam look. So this is great for somebody like that. This is also great for somebody that wants a braided structure because it's going to stay all day, but doesn't want to necessarily have the tight conformed French braid or Dutch braid. So again, this is very loose, it's very organic, it's very pulled out, but it's very structured, which is really helpful. So I'm actually going to spin her this way so you guys can get a little bit of a side view. So I've already taken my front section and I've secured it with my cute little Invisibobble. I am going to drape that section in the front, and I'm going to start with my neck section in the back. So I've just separated this, and really your sections that you want to gather in the center, it's really up to you as far as the density of the hair, how thick the sections need to be, how deconstructed, but also how many notches you want to see in your braid. So that will depend on how many sections you do, how thick the sections are. Those will all vary. So I'm just going to make the sections a little bit neater. Every time I gather hair and bring it up, I'm going to just do a quick brush through. Like I stated before, this is a wig, so it's already come with the texture that's already built in. So I'm going to gather the hair. I'm going to secure it with my gold Invisibobble. These are actually really great. I use them, you know, even for my own hair, whether it's, you know, gym time, whatever the case. These are really great hair ties to have. And then I'm just going to drape my back section over. So I'm taking my front two ponies, bringing it down, and I'm going to flip my pony that I just did up and over the face so I keep that out of the way. My next section, another vertical. And I'm going to incorporate these two pieces into my vertical section here. I'll just do a quick little brush on the sides. I'm just going to run the brush through the ends just to make sure it stays easy for me to work through. I'm going to do another pony. I'm now going to separate my pony that was left out, separate that into two. I'm going to drape this one up and over the head, and I'm going to do another section. I'm going to do this until all the hair at the scalp is gathered and done. I'm going to make sure that I gather my two sections that are hanging out. Avoiding my ponytail. Brushing through my sides a little bit. And so because she's a wig, I made sure to leave some of these pieces out around the side so it's not so obvious. And you guys can already see I'm starting to get that really cool braided structure. So right in here, that's where I'm really going to focus on deconstructing. In the meantime, I'm going to continue this all the way down the head. This is also a really great way that you can transition things. So say I wanted to do my last non-braid and I wanted it to stop here. That would make a really great opportunity to either leave this down or transition it into a more fuller up style. So that's what's really cool about this technique. You can do it just once and done, or you can form it into something else. And I'll actually do that a little bit later. I will add some images into this video on some of the variations that I've done with this. It's very fast. So you can see I'm almost done with half the head, which is great, because then I'm only working on just finalizing it and making it a little bit more glam or a little more textured. So again, fast is really, really important in the bridal world. So I'm going to finish my sections and I'm going to come back and show you how we deconstruct. I'll see you in a bit. I'm on my last section. So I have my ponytail, I separated it into two. I put my last ponytail in the clip here. So I've got my top section separated and draped over. My last ponytail, I'm just going to clip it up and out of the way. And I'm going to gather my last section, my leftover pieces, and I'm going to secure it. So we've made it past that part. So now what we're going to do is we're going to continue to separate the hair and pull through until we run out of hair. So I draped that hair over. I'm going to clip this up. I'm going to secure the underside. And so like I said before, this is a really good place where you can almost begin a transition if you wanted to. To where if maybe I wanted to tuck this up and over, drape it over to the side, whatever you're really thinking, you can manage with this style. So again, I'm going to separate, bring my ponytail up, and because she's got all of these really cool layers, you can almost start to see it deconstruct almost on its own, which is helpful. I'm running out of colors, so black it is. These come in a wide range of colors, which are great. So you can do a specific color scheme, you can switch it up, you have a lot of really great options. And they hold really well. I only have to maybe bring it through twice, and I'm still going to get a decent amount of hold on that. All right, so I'm gonna finish the ends here, and then I'm gonna start to deconstruct the braid. So I'll be right back. Okay, you can say it. This looks pretty cool. So we've got everything secured. The motion is super simple. So let's recap. We do our first little ponytail. We do our second. We separate the first into two, drape it underneath. We pull our second ponytail up and out of the way, and we gather our two sections in with our vertical for the next one. And we just continue that motion going down until we run out of hair at the scalp. Once we get towards the end, we're going to separate each gathered section into two, drape it under, secure, ponytail up, and we're going to continue doing that until we run out of hair. So we've got a pretty good structure to work with. So what you could do at this point is I'm going to deconstruct it to show you what it would look like broken apart. You could leave it long. So I'll show you what that looks like first. So I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm just going to pull my outer edges. And like I had said to you earlier, these layers that are coming apart and, you know, just showing that texture and that deconstruction, that actually looks really cool. That's something that you want to maintain in these styles. They're not meant to be very perfect or polished. They're meant to be very loose, very boho feel. So I'm starting more towards the ends here to really deconstruct and showcase that. Now you can see this texture is becoming more almost like a curled texture. So if I wanted to, I could scoop this up and over and I can pin that. And I'll actually show you that in a minute once we finish deconstructing this top section. So this is a lot tighter, so you may have to go in a few times in each little knot here to just break it up. I just like these hair ties. They really give it just a fun twist. You can use your regular elastics. You can use any hair ties you want. It doesn't matter. The durability is still going to be there. But if you're just looking to add a little something to it, you can see just a little bit of color. And of course, I love the bow in the front. So I'm just going to spin her this way so you could take a look. Let's see if we can bring her closer. So I think she looks pretty cool. So again, I left the front down and around her face, which is something that you could do. Her cute little bow. We've got this really, really cool braided texture. And it's very durable. So she can dance, she can move her head, she can do anything that she wants. And it's going to stay pretty much intact. So now that we have this structure down and out of the way, if I wanted to transition this to an up style, it's super simple. Now that I have a lot of this playful texture, like I was saying before, I could roll this up and under. And so if I wanted to do that, I would probably start pinning. Now again, this is a wig, so be gentle with me. But I would try to make sure that it's center. Otherwise, you can kick it off to the side if you wanted, which is something I might do. Let's see what it looks like over to the side. So it's probably going to take me a lot of bobby pins because this is a lot of hair. So I'm trying to just gather it and get it secure. I actually really like what this is doing. So I'm just gonna kind of make this work for a little bit. So I'm just literally gathering hair and just bringing it where I want it to go and securing it. And bringing it over to that one side. And I have an Invisibobble over here, so I just want to tuck that hair up and under and just pop a pin in there to hide it. So again, we're getting this really pretty structure, a lot of texture, a lot of movement. And that's what's nice about these styles is they already are almost put together. So when you start going and upstyling it, putting it up, moving it around, it's already gathered and ready to go. So it's much more structured. Whereas sometimes when you're trying to curl hair and then trying to pin it, there's not a lot of areas to pin it to. It starts to fall down. It becomes really frizzy because we're touching it too much. And so, you know, this gives us an opportunity to work with hair that's already been pre-formed, which is at times very helpful. So I'm just trying to make it fun. She's got a lot of these like little textured pieces. Anything that you see that you want to get rid of, I always will form it the direction that it's going. So that way I have a nice like S curve or pin curl area that I can just pop a pin into to hold it. And like I said before, I have an Invisibobble right there. So I'm trying to drape some hair up and over to hide that. And that was pretty successful. And of course, I can finish her off with a little bit of my all-time favorite, some Kevin Murphy bedroom hair. I can also deconstruct this a little bit more. Oh, it smells so good. This is one of the best upstyling sprays I typically use. The great thing about it is it's very flexible, it's very light. It's something that you can spray on the hair and work with. You're not stuck, and it does not flake or make the hair very oily or wet. So you guys can see the mist is super, super fine. So it will cover a large area, quick time frame, but it's also going to give you the opportunity to get more of a drier mist versus some of those very wet, you spray it and it just goes in that one spot type of sprays. This will cover an entire section. So I'm just doing some quick little detailing here. And so I just kind of kicked everything off to one side. And really the thing about upstyling is just being an artist, just looking at things that, you know, maybe stick out a little bit too much or need to be put somewhere else. Really looking at your shape and seeing where it's going and what you need to do to make it look better. And that's really where we rely on our ability to balance things out. Balance is really important in upstyling. If something just looks off kilter, it is. And that means your eye is trained to know what doesn't belong. And so it's up to you to make sure that you go in and refine those. So what do we think? She looked pretty amazing. I'm gonna try to take her off again and not punch myself in the face. There we go. So here is the front of our lovely, lovely upstyle. And again, guys, I specialize in 30-minute or less styles. This is one of them. One of the beauties of bridal hair is you have the opportunity to make a decent amount of money in a very short time frame. So something like this should take you 30 minutes or less. And I would say we did pretty good. So I've got my ornamentation in there. I've got a really stable structure. I would say she's pretty happy with it. She told me so. The Invisibobble's really cool, really nice touch, but you can use anything that you want. And of course, the Kevin Murphy hairspray, you can find that at East Coast Salon Services. I am going to have some images on this posted on my social media. You can follow me at Candace Mansour. You can also follow me on Facebook, same name. And hopefully I will see you guys again soon when I do my next video. Hope you like it. Thanks. Have a great day.